Now, you might not know this about New Game Plus, but we tend to watch a little bit of anime amongst our crew. And one of the series that's divided the crew for a long time is Kill la Kill. It was a very flashy, very artistic experience, lots of grandeur in the art and a lot of the grand performances and all this kind of stuff. But personally, I think it ran out of a little bit of steam towards the end. But the reason I bring it up is in 2019, apparently Arc System Works have decided to release Kill la Kill If, which is a game set in like an alternate history version of the telling of the events of Kill la Kill. So you start the game playing as Satsuki, who's like, I guess, the main girl or the second main girl, like the headmaster of the school that it all kind of happens at, and you play kind of a top-down version of that. So you go through all the different fights and all, like obviously all the main characters show up, and Mother and all these really important characters in the story show up. But what actually happens is a little bit different. It's a little bit out of sequence, if you will. But the thing is, it's a game, so it looks pretty, and especially when you put it into the dock and things like that, it's fantastic, like art and the way that... One thing Arc System Works can do, if you've played Guilty Gear or you've played Dragon Ball, is you know that they can animate in Unreal. And this game looks fantastic in the cutscenes. And even in the game itself, it looks all right. But it is a pretty standard arena fighter. Close range attacks, long range attacks, guard breaks, rushes. It plays like a Tenkaichi. Like, it plays like Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi. So your mileage may vary based on that, because I've never been a big fan of that style of game. However, it does a good enough job of being pretty, tying into the story, all these elements, and God, it is pretty. If nothing else, they have nailed the presentation of this game. All of it is voice acted, all of it it just catches the eye, similar to the way the original series does, and they've even got like the noises when the actual titles and stuff, like dun dun dun, like that come from the series, and it just really does feel like they've gone that extra step into making the game feel like it's part of the universe. But the problem is, like I say, how attached to the Kill la Kill universe exactly are you? And that's going to be what really decides whether you think this game is worth playing. And so on that note, I decided to bring in one of the people I know who is actually a big fan of Kill la Kill, and welcome him back to the new set. Shaney, welcome back to discuss Kill la Kill. Now, please tell me why I'm wrong.
Okay, so I don't know if you're wrong exactly about the game, because I kind of am in the same boat in Arena Fighters, that a lot of the time they, start off fine and then they get pretty boring. And you get like leveling up and you kind of, upgrade your skills, but you get either to the point where you're overpowered and it's just boring like that, or you're still just mashing the best combo in the game. Yeah. And that's most all Arena Fighters. You find out the best
Your bread
combo.
and butters, and then you just see it.
There is no kind of depth to that kind of combat
no nuance
system.
to it. Yeah.
But like, I think the nuance to where the story is like, to the game, I guess, is the story. And it's the same as the anime. I understand where you come from in the sense that it did fall off for you, but I thought it more changed tone.
Yes.
Like it went
that's
from
fair.
It went from a comedy series from like the first 5-10 episodes, where it was literally basically a comedy, to where it was actually then back to like not back, but to a drama piece. Like it changed tone so much that you're kind of getting more emotion to the characters rather than just laughing at them most of the time.
Well, I think, but that is kind of its issue, in the sense that aesthetically it was always pleasing. Like I love the art style. Like I love the kind of the desolate dystopia matched with all of these like grand monuments, and just the way they contrast all that's always been great. But I think the problem is it always played as kind of a parody, as a satire. And what is it parodying? What's its point? Like, what's it trying to say?
I think it was at the start, it was the parody. Like, it was the same as kind of, not One Punch Man kind of...
No, like, but I get what you're saying.
It was still like the shonen kind of parody.
Yeah.
Like, there was, females instead of males, but there were super strong characters that just had, these armors that were, the special suits kind of thing, the superpowers.
And they lose their clothes is how they lose their powers and all that.
So on and so on and forth. But like, that kind of changed a lot post-war. I think it was about episode 12 or 13 when there was like major twists.
Yeah, when they reveal what's actually doing it. Yeah.
And then after that point is where there is that total shift in tone, as well as like character shifts, as well as like just more character development. I think it really did switch off its kind of parody style off that, and a lot of people were thinking coming into that show, going, "Oh, I'm going to like the show because the parody," and then that point is probably where they kind of dislike.
Well,
where it's like,
I would say Gurren Lagann does that a little bit better. You know, I mean, where it takes a piss out of like mecha
well,
shows and all that kind of stuff,
well,
but
like, this is-
manages to maintain it the whole way.
yeah, but I feel like this is like a parody of Gurren Lagann in itself too.
True.
Like,
Yeah, well, it
it's
did come after, I'm pretty sure,
Well,
yeah.
it's coming from Studio Trigger, which
Yeah.
is a lot of the original people from Gurren Lagann, because
Yeah.
So who would have thunk it that they're doing a similar piece? That's
That's what I did, but that's what I say. I just think that Gurren Lagann did that kind of thing better. I just think it was a little bit confused. I just think it would have benefited from 12 season episodes, like 12 episode series, as opposed to.
Like, I enjoyed it. For
Yeah.
what it was, I enjoyed it, and I liked the shift in tone. It was something that kind of not so fully surprised me as per se, but it made me feel, oh, okay, this is what it is now, and I'm still actually enjoying it. It's different, but it's still good, because like they were going down a different angle, and a lot of the things that they did explore after that point, like, the sister's approach,
Yeah.
like her connection with her suit and stuff, and her sister's connection with her suit and her mother, that whole thing was actually really, really well developed. And then, like, some of the final conclusion stuff was still really, really well done, I feel like.
Well, one more before we go.
Okay.
Have you heard about the regulations on streaming it and reviewing it? Now, the footage you'll see is all Chapter 1, because I'm actually not allowed to show you footage past Chapter 1, lest my videos be removed by Arc System Works.
Okay, so this goes almost down to the point of, like, Persona 5 kind
Yes,
of stuff.
it's
And that's
exactly,
like
yeah.
almost a very similar argument that is this game basically a visual novel?
Yes.
Like, it's got fighter elements, but it is basically a visual novel. Like,
It's a lot of cutscenes.
There's a lot of cutscenes, a lot of text, and a lot of voiceover text.
Yeah.
But like, are you still spoiling the main core element of the game by doing a stream?
But I would say the difference in this is they wouldn't even let you take it into lab and just lab stuff. So you couldn't even do that.
Okay,
You
okay.
couldn't do verses.
Do you want me to say that it's because the battle system is shallow because it's Arena Fighter, and they didn't want to show that it's shallow because it's Arena Fighter?
Thank you, Shaney, for reviewing the game that you didn't actually play, because that is correct. I think that is 100% why they didn't want you labbing it. Thank you, Shaney. And Kill la Kill. You might like it. I don't know.